Hey, everybody. I had this idea that I think is important to discuss, and maybe I'll have a series of these, but covering relationships. Relationships outside of, well, we have a relationship with God, but outside of God being the most important thing in life, the next most important thing is relationships with people, including the one we have with ourselves, with our spouse, with our significant other, with our family, with our friends, our coworkers, and strangers and people that you meet day to day. And so, in this first topic, is relationships, letting people be themselves. In my own life, I've just been experiencing this thing, especially just, I don't know, in America, I feel like, and maybe this has always been a thing, I don't know, but I think it's a thing at the moment where we can't have opposing opinions. We can't have opposing ideas. And whenever we opposition meets one another, um, it's not about finding the truth. It's not about growth. It's about protecting our ego. And so I wanted to speak to that today. So these are my notes that I have: relationships, letting people be themselves. So, what is the goal of letting people be themselves? Through establishing a healthy connection to another, you are fostering healthy connection and dialogue to better grow as people. And when we don't have that as the outcome, we have none of us grow as people. Um, we not only do we not grow as people, but we aren't helping us as a group of people live life better, do life better, um, and like have an improved day to day quality of living. Um, so, and maybe that can be worked on a little bit, but that's kind of my initial idea at the moment. So, letting people be themselves to have the goal of fostering healthy connection and growth toward the truth. So everyone has an ego. I think I mentioned this already, but we when you have a framework of how you think about everything and as what you see as fact and truth and opinion, and naturally when we interact with each other and if we have opposing viewpoints, we there's conflict because there's um am I right or am I wrong? And I think to it's all about ourselves. It's all about ourselves. It's not even about the other person so much and their own point of view and it being different than yours. It's more so like, am I right? Am I good? Am I correct? And if I'm not, then that's not okay. You must, like, the quickest thing, it's just like um, we naturally, like, it's like we attack the other person. And if we can destroy their idea, then we're safe. We're good. Like, we don't have to address our ego. Something about that. And so we all have an ego. And our opinions, our framework of how we think, are tied to our ego. Even what we think is fact, like uh, to me, when I think of facts, the most you can solidify an idea is it measurable, repeatable, like measurable, repeatable. Like, can you measure it? Is like quantify? Can you quantify it? Like, in through time or uh, through uh, length, mass, like, is it a repeatable experiment like you can do over and over again and get the same result? Like, those are more factual things. In my opinion, there's almost like knowing that gravity is real and being able to repeat well, I don't know what the experiment is like the most like common thing experiment that proves gravity, but um, anyways, when I think of facts, I think of like laws or proofs, like in mathematics, and things like that. But it's almost like uh, at some point you just have to believe. Like, there has to be enough evidence that you believe in something as a fact. uh, like I don't know why I'm going to keep going on a tangent with this a little bit. Like we see the sky and we see that it's blue, but somebody might be colorblind, and I don't know the colorblind spectrum if blue is one of the colors usually colorblind people see or not. But the sky of blue might be gray to them. It's like, blue isn't real. Are you insane? Like, I'm not seeing, and it's like basically sometimes I think we as people see things differently, but um, we're not understanding that there's more to it than just what we see. So, anyways, that kind of explains like almost like what happens with why we have differing ideas. So, and I think the quickest solution to this ego is humility. Like it's the opposite of pride is humility, being humble, not thinking of yourself as so highly, not thinking of yourself as more than someone else, but really just seeing each other as equals. Coming together with other humans, we're all equal. We're all on the same page. And God is above us. Like God is God. And then there's humans, and we're all the same. And then beneath humans is like animals and the earth. And we're the most valuable and most important things in our universe that we know so far. And like we're made in the image of God. And yeah, I think we're even technically supposed to be higher than the angels. And like, anyways, that's its own little topic. And I'm not even so beholden to my own ideas. This is just like the information that I know, you know. So it's kind of like the same. This topic is at play even when you're listening to me. Like you'll have an idea, and you're like maybe you think maybe you have more evidence about the things that I've said than I know. And so you could prove me wrong, and I need to be humble enough to hear your ideas. And if I'm not in a space to really learn or grow, like then I'm just not. But if I am, then I really should try to take on the information that's said and then compare it and make a decision in and of myself. And we should be able to respect each other's differing opinions if we still arrive to the conclusion that our opinions just differ. And that we could continue dialogue in the future if desired, but otherwise it's fine just to be different too. It'd be boring if we were all exactly the same and just thought the same way. Excuse me. So, humility combats ego. Treating others as you want to be treated. Being like put God above everything, yourself, other people. God's number one, but number two is all of us are as equals. And part of that too, the other side tangent is you have you are you. Like if you're not going to take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care of yourself. So you need to prioritize taking care of yourself and doing what's good for you. Like only you know what's best for you. And you need to do that not only for yourself but for other people. We expect we need to expect out of each other to take care of ourselves. Like that's where we all need to prioritize ourselves above other people, because otherwise you're going to be no good for other people if you're not good for yourself. There's a balance there that we all work on every day, and just throughout seasons of life. But if you prioritize yourself so much above other people, where not only are you already good and you're taken care of, but you're neglecting caring for the needs of those around you that you care about, then you're also even harming yourself. Like life is made up of relationships, and those relationships make your life better. So you're sacrificing something that really is for your good, which is other people. Like we're social. Humans are social, and we need each other. So, in summary, everyone wants to be known in relationships. That's one big way that we can love one another, is to understand and to learn and to know each other. Like even like God wants to be known. He wants us to get to know and know and know Him more and more over time. And just in our relationships, the more we're together and we've seen each other, we just we almost encompass one another. It's a form of love somehow to be known. It satisfies something in our heart to be known in relationships. Everyone wants to be known in relationships, and to also satisfy the need to be known is to acknowledge their ego. Like whenever we're having that standoff where we have differing ideas, the thing to do in that scenario is like, remember that yes, we have an ego. So this is less about the ideas being shared and less about debating the logic of the idea. Some people are more willing to just to go logical, and they have their ego separated from the ideas because the truth is the most important to them. But for most people, it's not so much about the truth as much as it is about their own ego and their own pride. So it's like recognize that in your mind, and try to separate in this standoff their pride, like their ego, from their idea, and by showing respect to their ego. I think I have an example of this with someone in my life who is very opinionated, like very much. They have an opinion, they're hard fast to it, and I think with him, I show him that like I say I'm indifferent to uh, whatever ideas are here. Like it could be this outcome, or this outcome. I just care about what actually works and what's actually the truth. And I try to be humble before him, like showing humility, like being vulnerable in front of the other person is one way to kind of let the guard drop and to like to show you're not attacking their ego. Like just you're trying to communicate that I'm not here to attack your ego. I'm here, like I'm not so beholden to an opinion that it matters to me one way or the other. I'm here to try to find the truth. Like I'm trying to here to try and define, to understand, see what works, see what doesn't work. Like I just want to hear the truth of the matter. Um, and some ideas are harder to accept than others too, and it's and just acknowledging the emotions and acknowledging like uh, these sorts of things is somehow lets two people come together and grow and connect and bond better as a relationship and come toward the truth in a better way also. So this is a topic of me just like addressing this issue. I really am need to get better at communicating, so maybe even making these videos, like I'll be a better communicator. So yeah, that's my hope. But yeah, hope you all are having a good day. Bye.